A team of scientists goes deep into the heart of Borneo to find a rare flower with miraculous healing properties. Little do they know that the dense rainforest holds deadly secrets, including giant anacondas that are not afraid to strike. As the quest for the Blood Orchid begins, the team must face nature's most formidable predator, turning their expedition into a life-or-death battle against these monstrous serpents. This is how it all began. The movie starts with Dr. Jack Byron presenting a preserved anaconda that has consumed a pig to a group of potential investors. He convinces them of the value of the blood orchid, a rare flower that blooms once every 7 years and is believed to hold the key to extending human life. The investors agree to fund an expedition, and a team is assembled, including a guide, scientists, and a river captain. They venture into the Bornean rainforest in search of the blood orchid, facing various challenges and dangers, including encounters with giant anacondas. The team includes 7 members. Dr. Jack Byron, who, driven by his ambition and desire for profit, plays a pivotal role in organizing the team. Bill Johnson is a seasoned guide with extensive experience navigating the Borneo rainforest. His knowledge of the region and survival skills make him an invaluable asset to the team. Dr. Ben Douglas, an expert on the blood orchid. His scientific expertise and understanding of the flower's properties contribute to the mission's objectives and guide the team in their search. Sam Rogers is a doctor with field experience. His medical knowledge and ability to handle crisis make him a vital member of the team. Gail is a scientist who brings her expertise to the expedition. And of course, Cole Burris. Jack is aware of the challenging river systems they will encounter in the Borneo rainforest, so recognizing the need for an experienced river captain, he suggests recruiting Cole for the team. He is known for his exceptional skills in navigating the intricate and hazardous rivers of Borneo. Impressed by the opportunity and enticed by the adventure, Cole agrees to join the team. Now, back in the forest, the team begins their venture into the Borneo rainforest by meeting in the city of Manaus, Brazil. Manaus is a common starting point for expeditions into the rainforest. To reach their destination, the team travels by boat. They charter a boat called the Spirit of Amazon and set off on their journey. Their original plan was to document a remote indigenous tribe called the Shibishama. While navigating the river in search of the blood orchid, the team's boat becomes lodged on a submerged tree trunk or branch. The impact causes a rupture or break in the boat's hull. As a result, the boat begins to take on water, leaving the team stranded. In an attempt to escape the sinking boat, the team members smash that like and subscribe button! Oh no, in all seriousness, they jump into the water. However, they soon realize that they are not alone. The area is inhabited by giant anacondas, and one of the snakes attacks Dr. Ben Douglas. The anaconda wraps its coils around him. Bill is trying to convince the team that this is the largest anaconda he's ever seen, and that it would probably take more than a week to become hungry again. As you would expect, the rest of the team demands that the expedition be called off, but with one man behind, the journey continues. The team made a decision to travel and find John Livingston, Bill's friend who lives on the river, and ask him to lend them his boat. On the way, Bill noticed that Jack led the team on a dangerous route through the rainforest. He intentionally takes them on an unsafe and uncharted path, deviating from their originally planned route. This decision puts the team at greater risk and exposes them to various dangers, so Bill finds an infestation of leeches on Cole's back. To save him from that, he burns all of them with his lighter. In the meantime, Tran Wu luckily finds a poisonous spider in Gordon's shoe. Jack makes the decision to take the spider along for further analysis, and the team continues their journey toward the boat. However, tragedy strikes when Livingston is ruthlessly killed by another anaconda, and his boat collides with the riverbank, resulting in a wreckage. The team witnesses the explosion and expresses their disappointment at losing the opportunity to escape the jungle. They salvage only a few essential items for their quest. As they press on, they stumble upon the grisly sight of Livingston's mangled corpse. Bill deduces that it must be mating season, prompting male anacondas to leave their territories in search of the nearest female in a mating pit. Their path leads them to a small indigenous village consisting of traditional thatched huts. There, they encounter a horrifying sight. The team speculates that the orchids, which are part of the local food chain, have contributed to the unusually large size of the snakes. Jack argues that since they must be near the orchids, they should continue onward. However, the rest of the team expresses skepticism, citing the lack of evidence regarding the orchid's effects on humans. Despite the differing opinions, they commence the construction of an escape raft while deliberating their next move. Meanwhile, Gordon makes a discovery. Jack had secretly taken Livingston's private case, which contains a radio and a gun. Gordon realizes that Jack could have called for help long ago. When Jack fails to convince Gordon to continue the expedition, he paralyzes him using the spider. As Jack rejoins the others at the raft, Samantha finds a paralyzed Gordon and notices the spider bite on his arm. While Samantha interrogates Jack about his actions towards Gordon, an anaconda drops down from the rafters. The rest of the team arrives just as the anaconda finishes its meal, prompting Bill to set the building on fire. Jack seizes the opportunity to steal the raft. With no materials left to construct another raft, the team decides to bushwhack through the jungle, aiming to reach the orchids ahead of Jack and reclaim their raft. Along the way, they fall into a cave while attempting to escape from an anaconda. Cole becomes separated from the group and panics upon discovering skeletons. He unexpectedly encounters Tran, and together they navigate their way back to the others. During their journey, Tran falls through a hole in the cave floor. Unable to escape, he is devoured by an anaconda lurking underwater. A terrified Cole manages to reunite with the team, narrowly escaping the caves moments before the snake. The relentless anaconda follows them through the hole and launches an attack. Samantha uses a machete, but Cole is captured and snatched by another giant anaconda. The team follows and discovers him being constricted but still alive. Bill swiftly throws his knife, instantly killing the snake, thereby freeing Cole. The group locates the raft just as Jack locates the blood orchids, suspended precariously above a pit where a cluster of male anacondas is mating with a female. At this point, everything is clear. Jack has been bribed by a pharmaceutical company to find the blood orchid at any cost, as it holds the potential for valuable medicinal properties. To increase the company's chances of obtaining the orchid, Jack intentionally led the team through treacherous terrain and into more perilous situations. Jack injures Bill by shooting him in the arm and coerces the party to accompany him to the orchids. He instructs Samantha to cross the pit using a thin log to gather orchids in a backpack. As she makes her way back, the log starts to crack. Jack demands that she toss him the backpack, but Samantha counters by threatening to drop the flowers into the pit unless he drops the gun. The log breaks and Samantha falls, landing halfway down the pit. The others assist her in climbing out while Jack tries to retrieve the backpack. The spider he used to paralyze Gordon escapes from its jar and bites him. Jack plummets to his death into the pit, where he is devoured alive as retribution for his deceit and betrayal. Samantha and the rest of the group manage to escape. The female anaconda notices their presence, but Gale cunningly tricks the gigantic snake into biting their fuel container. Bill attempts to shoot the container, but the gun is empty. Cole takes a shot with a flare, triggering a chain reaction that kills the snakes, along with all the blood orchids. Among the 5 survivors, one of them suggests another shortcut, but the others firmly decline. They board the raft and set off, leaving the treacherous jungle behind. Subscribe for more videos like this, and turn on the notifications so you never miss any of them.